I'm so damn excited, you guys don't even know. So it is Freaky Friday, and guess what that means? So on this channel, Devan Alethia TV, we are doing a horror tutorial and book review, which just means I do my makeup while I talk about horror and thriller books. And I am so excited to kick this off with Nevill, No One Gets Out Alive. And if you're interested in horror books and thriller books and makeup, I strongly suggest you hit that subscribe button and join the goddess family over here, okay? And I will try and list the products I use below. If I don't, this is more about the books and enjoying the time together and maybe even doing our makeup together while we talk about books, okay? And you might hear my kids in the background because I am a mother, I'm just gonna tell you. And just so you know, I do also have a music channel. I write music, so go ahead and check that out if you like rap music. Anyway, let's get right into this. I am so excited to kick this off with Nevill. But at the same time, I'm a little worried that starting off with such a good book is going to, spoiler, I like this book, is going to, you know, make me biased towards any of the future books that I read of his because it's so damn good. I have been listening, actually, so not reading. I've been listening to books on Audible because, long story short, I have a packed schedule and it's just not possible most of the time except for weekends. So I clean at 4 o'clock in the morning. That's how packed my schedule is. And I listen to books with my earbuds in while I move around the house and clean. So I've been doing that, and let me just tell you, this is such a freaking good book. He's so descriptive. He's good at getting you scared. He's good at, you know, he's not just giving you generalizations. He's describing things in great detail, and I really like his writing. He's also good at focusing on the plot. He doesn't leave the plot. He is very good at execution of the book and how the story flows. So the beginning of this book starts out with this girl named Stephanie. She moves into a very, let's sum up the word, shitty apartment, because she's hard up because she just broke up with her boyfriend and she needed somewhere to live, short notice, so she just took a good deal where she could find one. And yeah, so we've all been there, at least the ones who struggled with money before. She was moving from job to job, not really having a steady income, just having temp jobs. So she took what she could get. She found a really good deal on a place, but it was a real disgusting kind of situation, but she deemed it as temporary, so she was like, all right, I'll just go along with it, just for a temporary situation, because she didn't want to lead her ex-boyfriend on. He wasn't like abusive, just like kind of like emotional situation, but she just needed to get away because she didn't want to lead him on and make him think that there was hope in their relationship. So she moved and got away. So she ends up meeting a slumlord, and we all hate slumlords, and his name's Knacker, and he is a piece of work. He thinks that his shit doesn't stink and that he can just tell her what to do from the get-go. And Stephanie doesn't like that. Stephanie puts up with what she has to put up with for the time being because she wants her deposit back, because she decides that she wants to move. She's like, I'm not staying here. This is just a temporary situation. I am not dealing with this. I'm getting out of here. I'm going to save up And eventually she gets so desperate that she even asks her ex-boyfriend, hey, I need to borrow some money. I need to get out of here because this is really bad. And I'll tell you why it's bad, because it's haunted. And it's not just the slumlord that makes her want to leave. She wants to leave so bad because she keeps on getting these visitors every day at night, hearing voices, and eventually seeing things even, and she's over it. She doesn't like how the landlord treats her, and she doesn't want to deal with this haunting. And basically the landlord ends up treating her like she's crazy, because eventually she does bring up the haunting to him at some point, and he says, you're insulting my family's home that I inherited, how dare you, basically. So she's back to square one. She doesn't know what to do. She's kind of stuck there. And eventually, you know, she is hoping that her boyfriend, her ex-boyfriend, will let her borrow some money temporarily. I'm not going to spoil too much for you because I want this to be a review and not a spoiler, but it gets really good. So my read on this is that at first I was, okay, I'm not scared of a lot of things, especially because I know the book is not real. But I told you guys that I was reading this while I was cleaning at like 4 o'clock in the morning, right? Well, sometimes this book would have me like turning around while I was cleaning my shower and checking around, so to see what was around me. So basically, I thought this was going to be just a haunted house kind of book, and it ended up being, you're scared of the supernatural at first, or the book makes you think that the supernatural is what you should fear right away, and eventually there's more to fear than just that, and I'm not going to spoil that. But it gets way better than just a supernatural book, because it's not just a supernatural book. That's the best part about it, is that Adam Nevill, he does lead you on, he keeps you guessing a little bit, but there's a lot of intensity. I do feel like there is a lot of intensity throughout the book, but he does kind of help you understand and put you in Stephanie's shoes a lot and understand the situation. Like at some point you do understand completely about what's going on, and that's about, I want to say, halfway through the book, that you understand exactly what's going on. He doesn't like leave everything up to imagination, and I do appreciate that, because you're not really wondering about literally everything the whole time. Like, you're not confused, which I do like. I'm not confused about everything that's going on during this book. He makes it obvious to the situation. He just leaves little patches of details that are unsolved, basically, that you have to figure out. It's not like the whole thing's a mystery and you're like, what the hell is going on? I don't know if I want to read this because I don't understand, you know. No, he explains what's going on, and I feel like, you know, so it's coming from Stephanie's perspective. You know exactly how she feels, which makes it 10 times more creepy, because it's coming from her perspective, and it is very creepy. And trigger warning, there are pieces of this book where there's a lot of abuse to women and rape and things of that nature. So if that's a trigger for you, I do strongly advise to stay away from the book. And there's a lot of violence. And speaking of, I'm not scared of it a lot, and he does build it. There's not like violence throughout the whole book. He builds it, which I appreciate. But if there is violence, It's in small patches, but it's very violent. So just trigger warning there too. It is a very violent book. So just be aware that those pieces are coming. And if you're, you know, just starting out, which I am just starting out actually reading a lot of horror, but I am used to it with movies. So if you're not, I would like not start with this book. But yeah, I hope that it doesn't ruin the whole thing for me, because the fact that I started out with this book from him and it's such a good book, I don't want it, like the rest of his work, to disappoint me. I do feel like the ending sufficed. I feel like the ending was really good. I feel like the twists and turns were good, and I didn't expect where it went after the initial part of the house, because she does spend 9 days in the house, okay? I'm gonna give you that much. She spends 9 days in the house. So the whole book is not all in the house, okay? So there's that for you. There's a little bit of a spoiler. She's not trapped in the house the whole time, but she does end up stuck in that house. She ends up not being able to leave for quite some time, for 9 days. So there's a spoiler alert for you. I mean, it's called No One Gets Out Alive, so I'm sure you expected something to happen. But there are characters that are worse than, you know, the ghosts. And I just want to give you that. Like, there are bad characters, the Slumlord for one, but there's worse characters than even that. And the supernatural aspects of it, it's really scary. And I forgot to tell you, when one of the most violent parts of the story was happening, I was like writing on my board, because I'm really organized. I was writing on my board, but it's right next to the window. I looked down out the window because I had my earbuds in, and there was a possum sitting on my porch. It scared the living shit out of me because it was so random. But like I said, that story builds, and not all parts are violent. It was at a really violent part of the story, and it scared the living shit out of me. Let me get my eyes on, because I know it's going to take way too long, and I don't think I will have as much to say. So let me get my eyes on, and I'll be right back. Looks like I'm feeling all rosy today. That's why I went with the backdrop, and matches my outfit, my earrings, and everything. You'll notice that I'm quite girly for being as creepy as I am. We're gonna go with neutral. Take a look at this shadow here. So pretty. Overall, I rate the book 5 stars, and every booktuber that I've seen review it has also loved it. Let me know if you plan on picking it up. And also let me know if you have any books that you want me to read, that you have recommendations for. I'm all ears. Anything that's horror or thriller, I'm all about it. Yes, here is the look we have today going on. Very rosy, very natural, very pretty. That's how we roll. This is the horror tutorial today. Let me know what you think, and also let me know if you want next month to be a whole month of Stephen King, because I haven't read any Stephen King books, and I feel like it's only right that I do a whole month of Stephen King if I'm going to be doing these booktube / makeup tutorials on horror, you know. But yeah, that's all I have for today, and I hope that you have a wonderful Freaky Friday, and you stay safe and you wear a mask out there. Bye.